For our final match in today's games. In the bottom right, will he show us another new build we've never seen before? He is.
New challenger, STXO Trap.
And in the upper left, I can't think of anything else to say actually right now. I messed up this intro. He is. I thought something was going to come to me.
Azubu
SuperNova.
Oh, that's fine, Faceless. Don't worry about that.
I was going to be like, can he win this one after he lost the last one? And I'm like, that's terrible. And then I'm like, all right.
I'll just say nothing.
Sorry, guys.
I was cop out of this.
Cop out.
But yeah, man, I'm like so pumped. I actually didn't get to talk to you about this yet. But
yeah,
last
please.
night I saw a completely new PVZ build.
Tell me about it.
Completely new. This guy named Myungshik actually won a spot in IM Shanghai.
Yeah.
And he played against Hyun and actually went 3 Nexus off 1 gate, which you see sometimes, into 3 Stargate Phoenix and hit a 13 Phoenix timing attack.
We sort of saw JYP do something sort of like that.
Oh, this was way cooler.
It was way better?
This was so neat, man. I will actually show it to you later.
Oh, I want to see this, actually.
But there's all these new builds suddenly popping out from these Kespa guys. It's like, holy crap.
What was the cool cheese we saw? Now I can't remember who did it. I know that Hero was the player that lost. I believe it was against Rain. The proxy gates.
Oh, in the main base. By SOS.
That by SOS that actually locked.
Was it against Hero?
Yeah, it locked Hero from actually leaving his base.
Yeah.
Like, I knew about proxy gates in the main, but it didn't occur to me, like, oh, you could just wall him in with that.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That's exactly
how
the right wording, the right voice. That's everything correct, Taste.
Yeah.
It's good work.
So
that was superb, actually.
Thank you.
Isn't that funny?
Funny. So, looks like Terran are going to go for, I believe, a Reaper opening here. No, a Marine opening. I'm sorry. Even though he's getting quick gas.
You know, you might just throw up the Reaper after the Marine, because it's actually better to make the Marine when you locked them out. Well, it looks like it's actually going to be a factory. That's fine, too. But even if you're going Reaper and you lock them out, you want to make the Marine to make them think it's a factory.
Yeah.
So either way, you should see a Marine when they wall in like that quickly. But we should be seeing a factory coming up pretty quickly here, and it's going to be a proxy
there it is.
fact. Well, SuperNova. Basing your whole life off of a proxy factory.
It's dangerous.
Can be.
It's very un-SuperNova-ish,
Well, you know what's really... Actually, you know why this is so damn cool? Actually,
why?
This is so smart. Because on Anaconda, if he floats it back there, there's too much area to scout. He's not... How do you scout this much area for a factory that's going to be floated in? It's not like he's floating into his main. He's floating to the place where he normally expands, and there's so much room there.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, this map is so big. You'd almost be foolish not to utilize that.
You attack, move your Marines, maybe? Well, it looks like he's going to take down these rocks, perhaps. But even if he just sends his Marines across the front of the map, or even has a Reaper in the natural, whatever he does, any units, any attention up the front is going to allow Widow Mines to walk in and be so scary. Oh my god, this is so smart by SuperNova. He's really planned this out very well.
Well, it's really exciting because he's playing the map, not just the player.
Yes.
All right, so he's now torn down these rocks, which will have him walled in right now. Mm-hmm. But I like this. The Mothership Corps are going to come up here and just do some damage over to this expansion.
Now he's scouting, but even if he scouts this, it's going to be hard to come... Oh, did he... Oh,
he saw it. He saw it.
Okay. So he has to be super careful now. He basically has to just micro heavily against Widow Mines and make sure that they can't get up his ramp until he has an observer, which he should be able to do. Wow, that factory is just a little bit further over.
I know, right?
Yeah. And he does make it to burrow, and that's fine. It'd be better to be on the other side, because now he doesn't know exactly where that stalker is. Could be a little bit harder. But he does have another stalker there to wait for it.
He might try to sneak up the Widow Mine while this is going on. We'll see.
Another stalker being trying to boost out.
Oh, nice job there with the Nexus Cannon.
Good choice, I would say. Now this Widow Mine, we'll have to see where he burrows.
Well, this hasn't done anywhere near as much damage.
Well, Trap is dealing with it like a pro.
So you see a StarCraft 1 pro deal with spider mines.
Oh, yeah.
You just kind of try to...
These things are scary.
Keep moving. Yeah. Well, we have observers coming out here now. Trap has dealt with this brilliantly, by the way. He just expanded in the front of his base instead of the back, realizing that he was, SuperNova was hoping to slow him down. So The SuperNova, I love his strategy, but Trap is just so clutch when it comes to how he approaches this.
Yeah, like that. The thing is, SuperNova lacked nothing there in execution, lacked nothing there as far as a clever strategy, but Trap just scouted it well. His build was like perfectly formulated to be able to defend against all sorts of things, and super well done. You just can't give either of these players enough props right now. They're both literally playing a great game.
Yeah. This has actually been a fantastic best of 3, the best one we've had so far today.
Easily. And I really actually enjoyed 2 of the
After Hive's games.
Yeah.
So, is he going to scan this? Really?
He probably should. Yeah.
Well, he has to know it's there, right?
Yeah,
we just don't normally see,
Might just be waiting for energy or trying to stare it out. When you start moving Marines near the observer always runs, even though he can never actually escape. And this is the perfect move. You know, I've been talking about this a lot, and in fact, Trap is one of the guys I've seen do it before. If your opponent goes for a gas-heavy early harassment, I feel like a DT drop is the perfect counter to it. It just, you know, they're going to be mineral light, and their command centers are always a little bit later.
Well, you know, when you think about it, for instance, they're going to be getting units like Reapers and Widow Mines out very quickly, which are not as helpful against DTs.
No, and I mean, with the slower command centers, they're going to use more mules to catch up. They're going to be more likely to be hitting every mule. They're not going to have 3 command centers a lot of the time, and they can't be. For that, they have to harass you and block DTs in multiple locations. And the DTs are like, they're funny in the way that you don't have to micro them at all. You send them and you're like, if there's no detection there, you're going to take damage.
We have Zealot Legs on the way now. And by the way, Trap, excuse me, not Trap, SuperNova did peel open the entrance to his base.
Yeah.
Tells us that he's pretty confident trying to take map control. Trap, on the other hand, is completely turtled up and in a very defensive posture.
2 DTs warping in. There is a missile turret on the way. And there's actually already one at the natural.
Is that bunker? That bunker is not empty, excuse me.
Okay, there's a turret going up at the front and one at the natural. So this is actually, SuperNova was very well defended against this already, which means he's definitely studied Trap's play.
All right, we have a small army moving in here now. Excuse me. 1 DT is spotted over here. Nexus cannon triggered. And for the time being, he should be pretty safe. Now the DT's heading over here in towards the main. The SCV is completely exposed right now.
Now he does have 1 scan with another one almost ready. He does want to split those DTs pretty quickly here. And it looks like he'll just lose both, which, you know, that's the other part about DTs. If you choose not to micro them, which you definitely can, then they'll
probably die incredibly quickly.
Yeah, to 1
They'll
scan.
be incredibly cost ineffective. All right, well, these 2 Immortals over here, I'd be surprised if he actually does try to attack up that ramp. And now the Templar Archives is coming over here. Remember, we have Protoss on 2 base. Dark Shrine already done, and the Templar Archives now on the way. This is a very new and unusual way of playing the game.
Yeah. Really cool play. And SuperNova starting to get really mobile with his medevacs. Ooh, I really like this, despite the turret going in and picking off as much as he can. Gets out of turret range, going to force another scan. Well done.
Well, we now have going on here, again, a very peculiar situation here for Trap. This is another game where we have a tech pattern that is just straight up unusual, but it seems to be very safe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would say he's in fine shape.
We got a drop coming in over here as well. Now at the second. And it looks like over here in the back of Trap's face, it picks up and then tries to leave again. You know, it's pretty hard for Terran to do any kind of effective harass here to a Protoss on 2 base who has good multitasking abilities. I mean, I know we've seen Mara win some games of that in ranking, but generally speaking, no.
Yeah, I would say that just generally speaking, it's not the best of choices. You know, if they're sitting on 2 bases, they don't have too much out in the map going on. Like, there's a single warp prism out in the map during all of this. Of course, Trap should be able to shut this all down, especially with the use of feedback, Psystorm, all these things.
Yeah.
DTs even in his defensive party.
Okay, so now unloading here. And just trying to get this 3rd base secure and set up. By the way, Trap now taking a 3rd base. We should be going into the late game and end game here. I mean, this is...
I think so.
But this has been a game where there's been a few jabs and a little bit of back and forth, but overall, neither player can really do much damage to the other one.
I think you're right, Tasteless, and especially since we see ghosts popping out. I always feel like, well, you get ghosts, okay, you're gonna negate High Templars, but I don't think you're gonna be able to go kill the Protoss.
There's no Storm yet, right?
Yeah, he does.
There is Storm.
It just
Excuse
finished.
me. Okay. well, we have the Protoss Army now moving up over here towards the entrance of the third here for the Terran. This drop not effective right now. That was attempted here by SuperNova. I can't imagine he would attack into this. I would be so surprised
if he hit
is
like
he
a
really
perfect storm on the big
at the
climb?
ramp or something.
I guess. It is a bottleneck. So, well, that's a lot of Marines in there, and oh god, ooh, that was a good storm. That was a really nice
a very good storm.
Looks like he has maybe one more.
He's scanning now, and that's going to trigger the Guardian Shield up here for the Army of Trap.
Now, I'm a little bit nervous for SuperNova here. He has to be careful. Ooh, good dodge of that storm. So he should be able to hold this.
Again, I'm just surprised Trap attacked into that.
Yeah. I do want to say that I'm a bit scared for SuperNova because he's really neglected upgrades. He only has +1 attack. He hasn't even started his +1 armor, which is like really, really weird. Maybe he's failing under pressure. And Trap is about to have +3 armor.
Ooh, that's really scary. That means those Zealots are not going to die.
They're not going to die, especially if you have a Guardian Shield on them. Oh my god, just go attack with Zealots in a line.
Yeah.
You'd put them single file and they're going to break this army.
Well, we've seen games where upgrades are, would make or break the game. And we have an SCV pull here now, but remember, Storm is done.
Yeah.
And Archons
How many Storms does he have, though? He has a total of 3 High Templars. And one of them is in the War Prism, so he's going to have 2 High Templars at home, and I'm not sure how many...
Oh, nice snipe there. Really nice snipe.
Really nice snipe indeed, and the SCVs do come up, and they're taking a lot, but these Zealots just are not dying. But actually, yes, they are, Tasteless, finally. There's so many Marines here.
medevacs out here. Each, infantry unit gets its own personal medevac.
Who needs
Probes are being pulled. Apparently, you don't if you're SuperNova. Now, the next cannon is up, and the army is starting to thin out here. He does need to get some of these more critical units like the Immortal.
And it looks like he's just not going to hold it, Tasteless. There's enough SuperNova units. How funny is that?
Yeah, well, the SCV pull has been proven to be one of the most effective ways. Whether you're ahead or even a little bit behind, you can do that and manage to win a game. GG.
That was a hard one. SuperNova hit him just right. Trap simply didn't have enough Psy Storms there, and SuperNova's so happy with himself to hit that top 8, setting high goals and reaching them so far.
Yeah. Kind of a funny last game there. I do have to say, though, I'm surprised the Protoss was attacking before that final battle. It was just weird.
I understand had that push out, like a fake push out.
Right.
It looked like he really truly wanted to fight.
And what was funny about it was they had that command center that was under construction right there, kind of blocking the ramp. That's exactly what you don't want to attack into with your Zealots.
Yeah.
That's a lot of surface area that you're blocked off from. I don't know. It was weird. I like the Trap's style of play, though. That's something I want to mess around with, actually.
Me too, Tasteless. Seriously, I love the storm drops, especially in that game number 2. Really, really neat game. Unfortunately, Trap didn't realize what was going on. Did he realize the difference in upgrades when your opponent just isn't getting? You never see the +1 armor finish. He had done enough harassment that I feel like he may have been able to realize what was going on with that. His DT kept one-hitting SCVs, and eventually that stops.
I don't know, man. It was weird.
There's no upgrades. You got to expect some sort of craziness, right?
Well,
really good series, though. I really enjoyed that one.
Actually, a really cool day today.
Yeah, very quick, though. Very fast day.
It was really quick. It was a little bit over 3 hours.
Yeah, about 3, yeah.
We normally go to around 4, 4:10, something like that. So, but, the games are very interesting. It's too bad the Byung games, though. He just didn't play as well as he had hoped to, especially when that proxy was spotted. That usually can be one of the triggers to you losing an entire best of 3. Not because your strategy's bad, that's only part of it, but also because it's so embarrassing and stressful to be on TV when your proxy's spotted, only because it was put in a location where it was in their scout path.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a rough one, but it happens. It happens, Tasteless. Especially when you look up to someone like that.
I know, right?
You know that Byung was like copying everything Flash did in StarCraft 1. And here he is. He's like, we're equals tonight. And then Flash is like, no, we are
not.
Yeah.
So the results today, as you can see, Harding actually losing there to Solkey. Byung, not surprisingly, not just losing but choking the Flash. Haiva
Surprisingly.
I gotta say, yeah, surprisingly, keeps tearing his way through this tournament. And finally, SuperNova with a cool best of 3 just manages to a one-up trap.
Yep.
And
that leaves us with
much further
with only Group C undecided.
Yeah.
All the other groups are completely decided, as you see here. Or wait, no, actually, I'm so sorry. Symbol versus Sue has to be decided.
Apology accepted
on Thursday as well. Yes.
All
right. Nope. You're welcome, Tasteless.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two will play each other. Winner of that obviously goes on as Sulky and Party have played other games. And then, as we see, there may be a 3-way tie here if Rain beats Fantasy. I'll bet $100 Tasteless that he does. And Maru and SuperNova, 2 Terran players. Old school Terrans from Starcraft 2.
Yeah.
Do advance over in Group D.
Yeah, Trap and Kongho do not.
We're having a pretty cool round of 8,
Didn't
man.
expect to have Maru get out of Group D.
We have at least 4 Terrans advancing to the round of 8. There we go. There's my Korean tournament.
All right. So we will not be here for this. I am going to be visiting my father on a vacation in Artos. This is going to be DreamHack in Spain. So we're going to be going, our Wolf and Kelder will be casting the round of 16, day 6 here with Kongho, Maru, Symbol, Sue, Innovation Bomber, the rematch, and Fantasy Raid.
All right. Excellent.
That's going to be really cool. Too bad we can't be here for that Fantasy Rain match.
I'm actually a little bit more excited about Symbol Sue, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like they're both going to be battling so hard for that second spot.
It's going to be a lot of fun as we get closer and closer to seeing who's going to be crowned the champion here of this kick-ass tournament.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's just about it, Tasteless.
Good work today, Artosis.
You as well. It's been
I'm going to miss you on that trip.
Me too.
I haven't seen my dad in like over a year, so I got to hit him up. It's actually been a while, so
definitely got to do that.
I'm going to go say hi to him down there.
Tell him I said hi.
I will let him know you say hi.
And tell your dads that I said hi.
All your parents did. Tastosi says hi. So that does it for us today. We'll be back in a week, but don't miss Thursday's games as we continue the drama here, the saga in the round of 16. We love you. Good night.
I see it every time that I'm walking around.